So I want you to pay attention to this passage. And I will give you about 5 minutes. So I want you to read on your own pace. And then, so fortune teller, and then here. And then finally, the conclusion is here. So I want you to read this just for about 5 minutes. So did you finish reading?
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyhow, the story is shocking, isn't it? Can anybody volunteer what this means? What happened to the little girl?
They threw her in melting metal.
Yes, and actually it's a mother who offered her to a priest, right? So how do you think of this condition? Like, how the monks came to the house of a poor country woman, and in response to the monk's request for a donation of bronze, the country woman jokingly said, "I have nothing but my little daughter. If you want, take her." And then if you come to the, here, the child was thrown alive into the hot molten bronze, and perfect creation. So how do we think of it? Like a young girl's life is, what can I say, worth sacrificing? This one is made toward the end of the unified Silla. So the capital Kyungju, as you've noted, it is quite isolated to the southern eastern corner of Korean peninsula. So toward the end of Silla dynasty, there are a lot of regional governors who became strong, and they didn't pay tax revenue back to the capital of unified Silla. So in a way, they became de facto ruler of a small province. So that is, how can I say, division of power, right? So in that climate, eventually Silla came to an end. And there will be another family, Wang family, who's going to start the Korea dynasty in the northern part of Korean peninsula. So the work that you are seeing on the screen is called iron Buddha. This is made of iron. Do you see here cast iron? So toward the end of unified Silla dynasty, people could not make good, how can I say, large bronze statues. And in the province, like here, the Chungcheong province, they have an iron mine. They have a source of raw irons. So because this is created by a regional government or regional governor, they use the material that's abundant in their own province. So they created this iron Buddha. So again, if you see the thickness of it, you see here the thickness of it. Iron Buddha is a lot heavier, and it's not as smooth as bronze. Bronze is easier to cast and it's more agile, flexible, but iron is not. So if you see here, do you see the lines here and here? So it shows that divisions of the mold, when they made that frame or the mold in order to cast iron, the line still remains here. They are eventually should be smoothed out, but they didn't. And then hand was inserted, made separately, but those were lost. But you can see the casting lines in various places. So it's interesting case, but the hand gesture though would be exactly the same as Sakkuram Buddha. So this is an example of telling us that the Sakkuram main statue, the Buddha, was such a powerful example. So that it was the middle of the 8th century, and this is the late 19th century. So about 150 years, that style remains throughout the period. So end of unified Silla, beginning of Korea, you are going to see several iron Buddhas, cast iron Buddhas. So hand gesture was that earth touching gesture, exactly the same as Sakkuram Buddha.